Hello everyone, I'm AussieJTV, and today we're going to be answering the question, what is Imperial Arms Curse of the Conqueror? Now this early access title is a grid-based strategy RPG that seems heavily inspired by games such as Fire Emblem, and from what I can see is actually a one-man development group called William He. So he's looking for feedback at the moment, so I'll put a link in the comment description below about the game, and feel free to let him know if you're enjoying the game, if you're not enjoying the game. It's completely free at the moment, so you just need to go to the page on Steam and download it and give it a try. So, without further ado, let's get into the game. Now, I haven't played any of this yet, so it'll be interesting to see what we see. So, the year is 726, and the four nations of the continent of Elmond coexist harmoniously. Well, that's if you scroll, it shows you the full breakdown. In the central plains and hills of the continent of Lies, the Federation of City-States, known as the Taurus League. Led by the mighty naval city-state of Taurus, the League's lands stand at the trade crossroads between three other mighty nations. Across the channel to the north lies the Kingdom of Denor, home to hardy seafarers, mercenaries and explorers. Past the forest to the west lies the Republic of Leocus, defended by its mountain and elite infantry. Beyond the twin spires to the east lies the Rusmalan Empire, competing with Taurus in trade across the sea with foreign lands to the east. So this seems a bit like Fire Emblem 3 Houses, but Fire Emblem 4 Houses, one might ask. Although warfare and conquest once marred Elmond in centuries past, the continent now enjoys a period of peace. After the discovery of new continents overseas by Denorian explorers, most of the power brokers in Elmond now busy themselves with commerce. But let me guess, that's all about to change. But despite the burgeoning of civilization, the wild lands of Elmond are still home to monsters and bands of raiders, necessitating armed patrols. Oh, and here we go, this is probably just going to be one of those armed patrols. Far in the hilled outskirts of Kinderia, a Taurus League city-state walks one such patrol. Beatrix and Ayla trot back on the road to the city, having seen to the safety of the hill pastures on the city outskirts. They are members of Kindria's Magisterial Guard, the city's finest fighting force, composed of professional fighters and not citizen levies. On their journey home, though, they see something amiss. Oh, Alia, you've got some quite large boobs, if I do say so myself. Look, B, smoke rising to the west. Dark smoke, multiple columns, in the middle of the day no less. It can only be trouble. Let's go, Ayla! Right with you. Right, so this seems to be the map. It looks like it doesn't actually fully zoom in. Maybe it's just showing us how it works. I guess we've got a lot of undead to contend with here. As we feared, the farmlands are under attack. And by undead, look at them all. So many undead this close to the city walls worries me. But no time to mull. We must see to the safety of any survivors and drive the undead from our lands. Roger that. Take out the skeletal swordsman with your lance and leave the axemen to me. So I believe this has a sort of common weapon counter triangle where, one weapon is good against one weapon and the other's good against the other. So I've already forgotten what she said. Did she say that I should be attacking? I believe it was the skeleton with the sword. So I'm just going to see. It looks like pressing is actually a save button. Might as well save while we're here. But now if I right click, I should be able to maybe select the person and then select where I'm going. So I think she said leave the skeleton to me. So let's attack with our iron short sword on the skeleton and let's see what happens. So we go into a little combat range. Oh, the music immediately pipes up with this. And it looks like we did quite a lot of damage, but we didn't insta-kill it. And then we'll get Beatrix to swipe at the zombie. Just trying to learn the controls. So you have to left-click to choose someone, and then left-click to move. We'll attack with our iron spear at the zombie. Normally what I would do is I'd actually focus on one enemy to try and get them both killed. But I guess it was trying to show us something. And it looks like Alia has a double strike. And I think that ends our turn. So I don't know how we... Okay, so we have config objective end. So this will say defeat all the undead, etc, etc, and then we'll end. And it looks like these might be another group of survivors or a band of maybe villagers. So now we're getting hit. Thankfully we get a miss there, because I'm pretty sure I've already ballsed up the tutorial, even though it tells you exactly what to do at the start. And we've got the zombie attacking Beatrix as well. So 2 misses there, and then we obviously get a counter after that, so that's been very good so far. So I think we're going to try and rescue these survivors if we can at all. Oh, what was that? Someone just died. I think the survivors are actually holding their own. So, it looks like we can't get into range with anyone yet. And we probably want to try and use this cover, as you can see in the bottom. Right, actually, I'm just covering with my screen. Actually, let's see if we can do a bit of fancy screen work. Let me move myself up here. And then you can see that when we select someone, it will say, on this forest, we get avoidance plus 20, defense plus 2. Now, I don't really know what that means. I can make a guess. But for now, let's just sit and wait in the on the road, I guess. Let them come to us. I think it will take too long if we're waiting every time. So, right click as well obviously shows probably the combat radius of all the enemies or their movement radius. So we do know we're probably going to get hit by at least one of these now. I don't think that's a big problem. We dodged one, we can probably dodge the other. We've got a good horse. And as you can see, look, dodged again. See, I think what we do is actually, we're just trying to give this horse some training. Let's put it in the front lines. Let's see if it can practice its dodging. And we'll see if it's a worthwhile steed to stay with us in the long term. Unfortunately, what I'll be interested to see is, are we going to be blocked from moving? And it does appear that we are. So, anyway, let's go straight into combat then, and attack with our spear on this zombie. That should kill that, and then that will allow our fencer, what have you forgotten her name? Alia, I believe it is, to go in front. It looks like there's a levelling up system here. I wonder if it's similar to Fire Emblem, where you basically get to choose, sorry, whether they're randomly allocated to which spot, or whether it's just, you know, it's always going to be the set movement. So I'm going to bring in, what's her name now? I just realised she's got the Iron Short Sword and the Steel Scimitar. The Steel Scimitar just does more damage. So let's see if we can kill this skeleton in one hit with a scimitar. Come on, Ayla. Oh. Yes, with a crit we do. And it's nice to see that they have different animations for the regular attacks and for the critical attacks. So that will complete us there, and we end. You do have to get a bit used to it, because you choose people with the left mouse, you attack with the left mouse, and then if you press the left mouse in an empty spot, that's what you would use to end your turn. Anyway, I think this last zombie is going down, and then I think we'll just start heading towards the survivors and try and group up. You know, face a united front. You know, they might have food and shelter. You know, I'm not cut out for the undead. Alia seems to suggest that, you know, she was used to it, but you know, I'm like used to living indoors, especially during COVID. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong button. Can I go back? Yes, I can. So I want to click twice on her, attack. I'll choose the Iron Short Sword this time because it's low, and then see if we can kill the zombie. And there we go. That's good. It'd be nice if there was some sort of fast forward option. I'm not saying there isn't. There might be. I just haven't found it yet. And then I wonder what this convoy button is. So I think this would let us pass items over to other teammates. But for now, let's wait and end our turn. So yeah, I never was a big Fire Emblem person when I was very young, because I never even knew it existed, to be honest. I know there's quite an avid fan base for this sort of game, but I did play the odd sort of tactical strategy, Final Fantasy Tactics style game, and it wasn't until Fire Emblem Three Houses that I really got stuck in and really started enjoying this sort of gameplay style. I think it also, and you'll see another What If come out today on the channel, about called Mago the Villain's Burger, I want to say, which is a 2D retro platformer, which is really good. I'd really recommend it, by the way. But you can definitely see, hopefully, that my skill set lies more in the tactics and the strategy than it does in the sort of jumping, let's say. Jumping and puzzle platforms like that have never been my strong suit. I have some friends that are really interested to see me try Alt F4 on the channel, but I think that's just a recipe both for my own disaster and for the channel's disaster, because it is going to take me absolutely ages to be able to do puzzle platforming like that. Oh, so it looks like we can skip the scene if we wanted to by right-clicking, so that's good to know, at least. And it looks like Alia's taking quite a bit of damage. I hope she doesn't die here. It would be a bit awkward if we died in the tutorial. And no, we did not. So what I think we'll have to do is try and run her back. I'll see how far she can move. So she can only run this far. Unfortunately, she can't quite get into the bush. So I'm just going to move her here, see if she can take a Cure Leaf to heal up a bit. So that's good. And then we'll maybe get... Let's get Beatrix to run in. I don't know if we really want to fight all three at once. We can maybe just set ourselves in the forest and wait for them to come to us. But then that just seemed a bit of a slow way of working. Let's do it for one turn. We'll see what ends up happening. They all come closer, then we know what we're going to do next. And even better, they attacked Beatrix in the woods, so we should be almost more likely to dodge, which we did. Get another level up, and then that is that. So let's see how many of them will go for Beatrix. It seems interesting. You'd have thought they'd prioritise the person standing on the path. But then again, they're zombies. How much intelligence do they really have? And this should give us a chance to sort of go with some proper attacking now. Unfortunately, we're going to have to stay out of the cover, but that should be no problem at all if we end up killing them all anyway. Well, that is unfortunate. 1 health. See if we can... It's probably best just to finish it off, even though it is an extra... yeah, it means we can't use like a full damage. We're wasting a lot of excess damage, but the less people that we have to attack us on our turn, on their turn, the better. But it's interesting that the survivors are just chilling out. They're probably panicked for their lives, even though they did a good job against the first couple of enemies. If I was them, I'd be just hauling arse back into the house for now. Or at least just trying to get away from these creatures. I mean, based on the map, at least, they could even be their friends. I mean, there's obviously houses nearby. I don't know if this incursion is a recent thing, whether there's just hordes of undead moving around the countryside, or whether specifically something's like turned the populace, should we say. Right, so both these things are fairly near death, so let's attack one with a sword, and I'm just going to skip through that, because I think we've seen that one before, and then attack with a short sword as well. The only reason I don't really want to skip actually is because of the sound, the music. I don't know if it's a bit loud compared to my voice, but I'm really enjoying the soundtrack in the combat pages. So it looks like we can't... Oh, here you go, so if you hover over them, it'll show you that they're totally... So this yellow outline indicates, basically, if you're standing in that spot, you could get attacked. But But for now, that's all we need to do, so let's end the turn. And it's a complete skip, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get Beatrix in closer to these people, see if we can talk to them. Whereas Alia's going to start, maybe not going fully close to them, but moving towards the enemies. So, we go over here. Can we say hello? Talk, here we go. Are you uninjured, citizen? The Magisterial Guard is here. Ooh, 2 of us. Alia, you must be absolutely shouting. Your voice must carry very far. We're as well as can be, ma'am. Thanks for coming all the way out here. He was ready to die defending his farm, the dumb goose. Admiral, but now that we're here, you really should have backed him. I feel like I'm going to have to use the dumb goose insult more often. That's a classic one. I haven't heard that one before. Farm still needs defending. That's that. But here, take these herbs. We've plenty. Okay, so they've given us a bit of a heal. That's nice. Thanks, citizens. Stay safe here. We'll drive away these undead in short order. Interestingly, do we get any buffs from standing in any of these other places? It doesn't appear so. So let's put... Actually, let's just have a look on... Let's let go of her for a second. Let's look right. So let's position Alia. If you right-click her, you can see she's apparently a supporter, but she's doing quite a bit of damage. And we can move her to wait into the forest. So hopefully they'll come to us, and then we'll just take a swipe at them. Oh, that is the config. I did not mean to press that. Let's press end. I wonder if... I haven't actually checked if this is compatible with the controller, because maybe that might be easier to use these sort of menu screens, because it's quite... my mouse is quite sensitive. Right, so Beatrice isn't going to quite make it there. I'll just double check that we can't attack in diagonals, and we cannot. And then we'll attack with our scimitar. Basically, my general logic is... Actually, go back, we'll attack with the short sword. If they're already low on health, we'll use the short sword, because it seems to do less damage. If they have a ton of health, we might as well just use the scimitar, because might as well try and kill them. Right, I don't think I'm ever going to not press right-click at the end of my turn. I don't know, that's what's in my mind, is that's how you bring up a menu. All you need to do is just press left-click again. Oh, Beatrix is an absolute slayer of these undead. So, let's bring... Before we move with Beatrix, let's move with Alia, because she's got less movement. I cannot remember these controls for the life of me. So it looks like she can't actually stand in the forest, so we'll get Beatrix to stand in the sky, so we'll just wait. We're probably going to attack by at least one enemy, but that should be fine. We've got enough health as it is. We might need to take a cure, to be honest, but that's why we talk to the survivors first. Right, another level up for Ayla. It's interesting how it has level up during combat rather than sort of you finish the combat and then you go to a screen where it shows what levels up you get during that fight. Right, so for now I think what I'll do is I'll keep Alia here and she can finish off this... It's interesting, actually, I keep saying this is a skeleton, but it does say question mark, question mark, question mark. So I guess there's a possibility maybe this isn't what we think it is, but I mean, I feel like you can only dress up a skeleton in so many different ways. And then we'll use the spear on the skeleton here. Interestingly, we may be better off using the sword, because I don't know if I missed it beforehand, but we definitely got a double hit with the sword once. I should probably be paying more attention. It looks like we have axes, we have spears, and then we have swords. So the spear did a double hit against the axe. I'm going to bet that the sword does double hits against the spear, and so Beatrix might even die. Well, thankfully we don't have to see that, because we got a very lucky crit, so that's good. Though, to be fair, I think they were probably going to die with or without a crit. We'll bring up Alia to finish off this short sword guy. And I just actually noticed I was probably paying more attention to the game itself, but there was a little ×2 icon there. So we'll check that out next time. But let's see. If I go back here, he can't move very far at all, so we're safe to move all the way up. Take an item. I don't know why they don't stack. I guess 5 might be the maximum. Now we'll take the cure leaf. We'll save you, survivors. Do not worry. And here we can probably do the... Oh, it's a bit unfortunate we can't quite make it. What I'll do is I will deselect everything, see his movement, not very far at all. And I guess I'll just position myself here. We might as well take this as if it was a more strong battle, to be honest. There's probably nothing to worry about at this stage. And then what I want to see is if I bring Beatrix here and attack, both of these say that it's not giving you ×2. And that would make sense to me because, you know, we're against the sword, and I think it's axes that are good against swords. But at least we'll do some damage to it. And then we might as well bring Alia over, though I don't really doubt she'll have to do anything. And let's end our turn. This should be the last turn, hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't even get to us, because this skeleton might be walking into his own death. There we go. We've cleared the undead from this area. Good work, but such a force so close to the city limits concerns me. Let's hurry back to Kinderia. Alright, here we go. We get a save point here, so might as well save. We're already level 5, and we've got a new chapter, Escape from Imperial. So I can't remember if I mentioned this at the start, but this game is currently in early access, and I believe there are 5 levels in the early access, and I think they're planning over the entire length of the game to be maybe at least 20 levels, and I think they believe it's going to be in development for at least another year. So Beatrix and Ayla return to Kinderia's only to find pandemonium unfolding. Undead monsters of all stripes are running rampant through the city streets, seemingly driven only to slaughter and destroy. Have you ever thought what a zombie zebra would look like? I mean, zombie horses you see in some games, I know in like World of Warcraft you could ride one, etc. But I'm just thinking of stripes like zombie tigers or anything zombie-like. I mean, I don't know. My view is, I'm sure those things are in D&D and the like, but we need to see more variety in our zombies. We always have the classic human. We occasionally have a dog, occasionally a horse, and that's all we really see. There's a lot more animals out here. I want to see zombie squirrels killing people from the inside out. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit too visceral an image, but anyway, I've sort of been skipping past some of this, but it does look like we're killing all the skeletons trying to make it to the castle keep. The Archon is the highest authority in the city, state of Kinderia, akin to a king but of a humbler realm. They find him in a citadel courtyard attended by ranks of other magisterial guard. The Archon himself has donned his own armour, ceremonial though it is. Ah, Sir Insero, Miss Defilita, how fare you? Active and ready, my lord. What are your orders? The Archon, face grim behind an iron helm, merely presses a hastily furled sealed scroll into Beatrix's hands. Beatrix can only respond with a questioning look. Our adversary, whatever, or whoever it is, has the advantage. You must warn the rest of the Taurus League. Take this call to arms to the city of Taurus itself, and warn any other League forces along the way. For this mission, for the greater mission of securing the peace and welfare of Kinderia, I name you Beatrix, Squad Commander. Ah, get a promotion as well, all in a day's work. You know, nothing like a murdering horde of skeletons and vampires to get you a promotion at work. I guess it's a bit like what happened back in the days of the Black Death and the Plague, you know. As we get less and less people around, you as an individual are worth more to a business to keep employed, so that's where you get the promotions. Bit of a sad image to think about, but it does happen. Good. Take Horde Mage Adrian with you. You may remember him from your classes he taught in the academy. I was just wondering, would there be magic in this game? His insight may prove invaluable. Because it just mentioned about having a triangle combat system, aka, I'm assuming, axes are good against swords, swords are good against lances, lances are good against axes. But I wonder if how the magic plays in all that as well. Whether we'll also have archers and things like that, excuse me. Okay, we must, keep Kinderia safe. I will. Beatrix nods, turns, and begins riding back into town, this time heading for the western gate. The intermittent screams have long since escalated into a cacophony of carnage. But Beatrix, Alia, and Adrian together plunge forward. Right, so there's a lot more enemies here, and it looks like there's some sort of big boss. Oh, actually 2. Looks like a skeleton riding a bloody Cerberus. So we've got the undead even from Greek mythology after us. Damn, the undead have riders now too. They look like formidable foes. I also sense the presence of a powerful death mage. Ah, so that must be right here at the top. We should keep our distance. Any mage able to command this host is beyond our abilities. A mage may also summon yet more undead reinforcements, with even more pouring in from other parts of the city. We must hurry, lest we be overwhelmed by their sheer numbers. I wish we could stay and fight, but you're right, the mission takes priority. Taurus must know. So I'm guessing... Oh, so we're going to the Vaspadosian Way in the northwest then, so we're going over here. I was wondering if this was actually Taurus, but I guess not. We'll make our escape on the northwestern road. We should only fight where necessary, our supplies are limited. Of course, but for whatever undead get in our way, no mercy. And no mercy indeed. So we have to get all the way over here. Let's just click this and have a look at our objective just to make sure. Send any unit to the torchlit road, so this spot here, and we must not be defeated. Okay, that's useful to know. It doesn't look like we have a maximum number of turns that we have to do this in. So I guess let's just go slow and steady wins the race, really. And it looks like these little broken down buildings or farm plots are areas that we can stand to take less damage. So let's go in straight away with this. We'll use our still sometimes it does more damage and see how much damage we can do to the skeleton. Now I'm hoping our mage here, Adrian, is going to have some range to him. So let's have a look. Let's see what he can do. Is there a way to see? If I right click here, we've got Pyroclasm. So range 1 to 2, so it looks like we can at least be slightly further away. And it deals a fair amount of damage. So I guess we really shouldn't be worried too much about combat. What I think we'll do is we'll set him up in a safe zone, because I'm assuming, as most mages are, he's quite squishy, and start moving over to the west. And that will end our turns. There's all sorts of bugs, it must be said. It's because you don't have to actually be focused on the menu to left click. So you could click here, the menu would spawn in the top. You click again, it would automatically pick the thing at the top there, which is the config screen, so you get to see the menu. For now, let's wait for the enemy turns to go. I don't feel very good for these three. These are just holding ground, but I don't think they're going to last particularly long. There we go. Based on our logic, I can't remember if I said I think sword is good against axe, spear is good against axe, but we did two attacks there on someone with an axe. So maybe we'll be able to check this out. I think we're definitely going to give Adrian his time in the fire, in the light. So let's bring. Unfortunately, she can't attack anyone else. Okay, let's go back. What about Adrian? So can Adrian attack on diagonals? Yes, he can. So let's pyroclasm this axe-wielding zombie. And easy kill, easy kill. That's what we like to see, Adrian. And then what we can do is we can bring in the spear. Why not? Let's bring in the spear. It seems to be doing the most damage anyway, even if it's not particularly good against people that are using the sword. And then finally, let's bring Ayla in. Unfortunately, there's no spot she can stand for extra protection. So for now, I think she's just going to effectively act as a bit of a tank and try and protect Adrian. Okay, with that done, we'll end our turn. I'm expecting to get hit by this guy, but that's it. So much for protecting Adrian. It'd be nice if you actually prioritised our tanks and units, but to be fair, I think Adrian does a bit more damage anyway, especially with the double hit he does. Nothing to fear from Adrian, that's for sure. This guard, on the other hand, is almost certainly toast. So yeah, so let me know if you've had experience with these sort of games before. I would like to try some of these Final Fantasy Tactics, some of the more retro games. I'm not actually sure how you can play Final Fantasy Tactics on the PC. I don't know if there's a way to do that, at least legally. I'll have to have a look. And, Ayla is actually fast becoming my number one. I put her there to be a tank to get hit, and instead she just starts cleaving through all the enemies. Right, so once again we're in a situation where we can't actually get anywhere we want to attack. So let's convoy up there. We should be able to bring Adrian up there, so he can pyroclasm the zombie, and then we'll just move Ayla up as far as she can. I think that's probably the best. No one's too low, but we need to level up Adrian. So Ayla, she could probably use a little bit of healing. Put her in the woods for now. Take an item. Take the cure lead. Use it. Why not? End our turn. I'm just trying to stay away from these big boys. I mean, maybe we have to kill them, get a good level up or anything like that, but no, I'm more focused on surviving, you know? I'm the sort of man that does the mission that's been put in front of me, and I don't start going off-piste. The only exception being is if I'm playing sort of an adventure game and there are hidden secrets, then I just have to find every nook and cranny, as you can probably relate to. Right, so it's now our turn. What we're going to do is bring Ayla in to attack the guy with the axe. So this says attack count 2. So either this is going to be probably something to do with our speed or something to do with the combat triangle. It's a good job we had 2 as well, because that means we get the insta-kill there and a level up, which is just what we want to see. And then what I'm thinking is, if we bring him here, is he now close enough range? If he doesn't kill, he's going to get attacked back. Either way, I'm pretty sure Adrian's killing this one here, so I don't think we have anything to worry about. And I was right. And then I guess we'll just park up in the woods. We might take some damage here, but hopefully the defense is going to make us strong enough. And that way we just get to clap back meanwhile. I mean, this skeleton's actually in the woods as well, so we're probably not going to do quite as much damage. But saying that, we managed it there. Go again. It'd be interesting to know if you actually get 2 attacks of opportunity effectively per round, and you do. So everyone that hits you will get hit back, which is good to know. And let's see if we get any more damage. So we missed there against the axe, unfortunately. But still, not going too shabby. It's just like we're getting absolutely swarmed with Beatrixes. So let's bring Ayla in to help out. She can only attack this one, so let's go for him first. Say him, could be her as well. I guess you can't really tell much from his face. It looks like a masculine skull to me. I don't know what I'm basing that off of, but I'm just saying how I see it. And then let's see. I think we should be able to get a kill on one of them. Well, let's just see if we can kill the axe wielder. Since we missed him last time. Because if we get a double hit here by Adrian, and that we do, we might be able to get 2 kills. Perfect. And then either we leave them or we attack. I mean, I think our best bet is just to try and clear some of these out. Like so. Don't miss on me now. I was going to say, it'd be perfect timing just to say like so, and then we miss. So that will end our turn. This guy must absolutely be sweating. He was taking so much damage before, and now he's just chilling. He's like, if I don't move, none of the zombies are going to notice me. I never really know how zombies and skeletons can sense humans, right? They don't have eyes, only skeletons do. Zombies may have an eye, maybe hanging out their skull. So I always think they do it by smell or something like that. In which case, I think standing still is not going to help. Either way, I don't think it's the hearing. Right, another level up. We are leveling up thick and fast. I wonder if there's going to be any sort of job-style system that you see in some of these sorts of games. So For example, you know, at level 5 you can choose to go into this type of character or this type of character, that sort of thing. But I don't know if we're going to see it here, because we'll end at the end of this episode. We'll end this episode, sorry, at the end of this mission. But please give it a try if you are enjoying the game, that's for sure. Because I'm definitely having a good bit of fun. And let's just move her out for now and put Maria in the woods. I know I'm not really doing the combat, so we may get bitten for this, but I'd rather sort of progress towards the northwest. Especially because they said this mage might start spawning new enemies in if we kill enough. Or at least that's my guess of how the mechanics work. Plus, we seem to be doing a decent amount of damage as like a response to getting hit. I am very conscious Adrian just took an absolute chunk of damage. Interesting to see. Well, if he dies here, we will at least learn a bit about the death mechanic as well. I don't know if there's going to be permadeath in the game. It'll be interesting to see. And he dies. We still keep going. There was no sort of conversation to be like, oh my god, Adrian, you're dead. I mean, we did just... Well, I guess we knew him from before, from back in the academy, but it's not like we were particularly close, it doesn't sound like. So let's attack this skeleton here. Mourn our fallen brethren briefly, and then continue on with our journey. What is... Can I see... I'll just use the cure leaf even though I can't... There's probably a way to see how much health you have, but I'd rather be better safe than sorry. We don't want to lose 2 people. Here we go. Ayla versus the skeleton. He will survive. Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. So, that is very unfortunate. Ayla can't quite make it. Oh, that was the wrong person. Let's go back for a sec. Can Ayla make it? Ayla also can't make it. What I think I'll do is I'll have Ayla wait in that spot, which gives us an extra bit of defense, and then we'll go talk to him. We can't actually talk to him, so we might as well kill this guy instead. Because we got further movement on this character, I'm less fussed about being further back, because she can recover quite quickly the ground that's been lost. So let's end this here. And I'm hoping Ayla just acts as a sort of bastion up at the top. She's very level, she does a lot of damage. She's in this house. Oh, this ruins of the house. It's interesting that the forest gets its own unique background and the house doesn't. I mean, the game is in early access, so it might be something they're planning to do, but it'd be nice to see that difference. Because this one as well. In fact, I'll have to double check where I'm based. I don't think I'm in a house. Because I'm on the path, I guess we get that shown to us of the sort of plaza. Now, what are we going to do next? I'm trying to stay away from this scary mage over there. So let's bring us up here, attack with our spear, and kill the axe wielder. Perfect. And then what I think we'll do is we'll use Ayla to kill the one next to her. And then this other one's probably going to hit us. Maybe we'll kill it next turn, but then we can progress as a unit towards this big, scary, Cerberus riding skeleton. So that's what I would do. Oh, never mind. He's coming to us, it seems. Hopefully he doesn't just absolutely one-shot Beatrix, and he doesn't. That's good. She might need some healing at the end. So based on how the instructions were written, we only have to get someone to that spot, so it's possible we could just skip all this combat and just run there. But that's not how I really want to play the game. What I'm instead going to do is move Ayla around the back. I don't know if there'll be any sort of flanking bonus, but let's see if we can do some damage to the Wolf Rider, Cerberus Rider. Oh, didn't quite kill him. Now the question is, Beatrix can definitely tank a hit from this skeleton. I have no concerns about that. So let's move her slightly closer to where we want to go, and then see if we can kill this guy. I probably don't need to, but I'm just hoping we get a ton of experience for doing so. And I don't know if that was more or less experience than we normally get. I want to believe it was more, but we didn't level up, and I was sort of expecting to hear that ding and that level up straight away. Must be a very well-developed road. It has these little plazas literally on every stretch of the road. Not that I'm complaining. I do wonder if there could be a secret in this sort of temple building, or whether it's just for aesthetic purposes. And what we'll do is we'll now send Beatrix to be our champion, riding forwards into where we need to go. And I guess Ayla might as well just follow behind. I know I could attack the skeleton, but I don't really see the need, to be honest, at this point. So this should hopefully be our last turn. We should just be able to escape. If needs be with both of them, I think we just need to get one of them to the end, and that would be good enough. And here we go. As the 3 messengers hurry up the Vaspadosian way, leaving the city behind, Beatrix takes one glance back. The Archon better keep his promise. If worse comes to worse, we have shelters. Evacuation plans. Imperial will survive. I don't know how you did, Adrian. You know, I definitely didn't ask anyone to pick up your corpse when it fell to the ground halfway through this map, but I'll take it. It will help us in the next level. Our countrymen did not toil to build this city to have it undone by mere skeletons. For now, though, we got a job to do. Let's go. I feel like I'm a bit like Ayla, you know, the sort of happy-go-lucky person that's just having a good time. And that, I think, will end our Let's Play for today, or our What If. I hope that explains the game, and definitely pick it up if you want to give it a try. Obviously, it sounds like more levels will be releasing over time, but there's definitely a solid 3 more levels at minimum in the early access of this. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Anyway, for now, this is AussieJTV, signing off.